Welcome, I'm Alicia George and you're watching SAT-TV News. In our top stories, Oral Health Week draws many for dental screening. Forestry Division moves to increase illegal hunting fines. From the region, human rights group says truth must not die with former Haitian dictator. And internationally, lightning strike kills 11 in Colombia. In sports, former West Indies bowler debut for United States cricket team. Details of these and other stories will follow right after the break. Welcome back. As part of activities scheduled for Oral Health Week, the Ministry of Health hosted an oral health exhibition at Jolly's Pharmacy in Roseau. Oral Health Week began on October 5th and will end on October 10th. Speaking with SAT-TV News on Tuesday, Chief Dental Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Idalyn John, said the week was organized to build public awareness on oral hygiene.
Oral Health Week is really a time when we try to raise the awareness of the people about the oral hygiene, the oral practices, what the foods that they're supposed to take, and then how they can prevent certain oral diseases.
This year, Oral Health Week will be celebrated under the theme Oral Health, a gem to treasure now and forever. The department will host a number of activities throughout the week, including a national oral health quiz competition among primary schools, a health snack competition among secondary schools, and a finger painting competition for preschoolers. Dr. John said she was surprised by the number of people who turned out for dental screening on Tuesday.
I noticed a number of people, they are more interested in going up upstairs to get the free screening. And it's like, when people hear something is free, they run to it, but then the really dental examination at the government health service is already free. You don't have to pay for an examination. But it's only when it's around this time you find a lot of people coming, And then I was kind of surprised to see the number of persons really, requesting the screening.
During the last reporting period in 2013, the Dental Health Department made significant strides in the delivery of service to the population. There was an increase in the number of children and adults who received treatment and an increase in preventive and curative treatment visits. The department continued with its focus on oral health education for schools, parents, teachers, and communities throughout its school dental program.
We have a school dental program where you have therapists and the dentists. They would normally go to the schools and they would screen the students, also give them oral health information. The teachers there, we engage them in workshops, how to. So it's something that has been ongoing for a long time.
In addition, an outreach program which provides dental care services to inmates of the Stock Farm prison is conducted on a weekly basis. The Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division has begun engaging in talks to increase the fine for illegal hunting. According to the Division's Act, anyone found hunting outside of the 3-month season, which runs from October 1st to December 31st annually, is considered to be hunting illegally. Ashton Luque, Assistant Forest Officer for Protection in the Eastern and Roseau Range, told SAT-TV News if caught, these individuals are required to pay a fine of $400 or spend 3 months in prison.
The fine is $400 or 3 months in jail. Obviously, it's a minimal fee and a lot of guys get away with it. However, there is a move to change that law and to increase the fines.
Luque supported the move, stating that the sustainability of Dominica's wildlife depends on how much and how often people hunt. So
people that do hunt, those kind of activities that go on, a lot of people hunt for commercial reasons and they sell their things to the French people at lucrative money, lucrative fee. So there is the enticement to do that. But however, we have people hunting during the closed season and people hunting just for commercial reasons. So therefore, we are looking forward to those amendments to those laws, changes to those laws, so that we can control and have the sustainability of the wildlife maintained.
The forest officer is soliciting the assistance of the public to help maintain and control the sustainability of wildlife in Dominica.
The public is required to assist in that. It's for their own good. It's not only us. I mean, the sustainability of the wildlife is for our needs. And generally, anything that is done unsustainably will not be there for us to use.
To begin the process, the Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division must first initiate the amendment according to the Division of Forestry and Wildlife Act and the National Parks Act. Requests for the amendment must then be sent to Cabinet for government's recommendation and approval. The 2014 hunting season officially began on Monday, October 7th. Angelina Martin will head the 8-member Bagatelles Fort Saint-Jean Point Carib Village Council for the next 3 years. Martin was elected chairperson of the council during the council's 15th inaugural meeting on Friday, October 3rd. The new chairperson said she looks forward to making her contributions towards the development of those communities.
The community of Bagatelle, Fort Saint-Jean, Point Carib, including the hamlets of Fab, Seine, Cadbois, and Stowe, has long been involved in community activities, bringing everyone together for a common good. In our moments of greatest challenge, such as the Bagatelle disaster in September of 1977, we have generally been able to pull it together and be one community. I mention the Bagatelle disaster because it demonstrates one of the greatest highlights of community in action. A number of persons who lost their lives on that day did so because they were out there as community leaders assisting in the clearing of drains to allow water to flow freely.
The new chair called on residents to help the council bring back that kind of spirit to community development. Martin said she has already pinpointed a number of activities that can be undertaken during the new council's term.
I would like to see us foster relations between the council and the community, so that the presence of the council is felt and the people understand that we are there to look out for them. We intend to be impartial in our duties and be fair and just in what we do. To do that, we would like to involve all our community leaders and those living in the diaspora to contribute to the development of this community.
Martin said the council will develop programs for the youth of those communities, much of whom barely graduate with a minimum of 4 CXC subjects. In addition, the new council is hoping for the completion of several access roads in the district.
The first is the access road to Cadbois via Fallin Square. To facilitate the expansion of the Bagatelle village, as persons who have lots there can utilize them. The Timon Road up to Doreen's residence in Fort Saint-Jean and the area called Highway in Bagatelle need to be completed. The road to Abasso in Fort Saint-Jean needs surfacing, as it serves as a feeder road to a bay oil distillery and provides access.
The new Bagatelle Fort Saint-Jean Point Carib Village Council includes Angelina Martin, chairman, Jerry Atherley Caban, Baptiste Barron, Griffin Defoe, Ivanti Harriet, Stephen Martin, Connie Charles, and Alec Raffa, who will serve for the next 3 years. When we return, men urge to take care of their health. Thanks for staying with us. Men have been urged to ensure they take care of their health as they are vital in the family, society, and country. This advice came from public health nurse Odette Theophile during a health fair held in Woodridge Bay on Friday, part of Caribbean Wellness Month activities. Theophile said the health fair targeted the working men in and around the Woodridge Bay area.
The reason for targeting the working men of the area is because we want to increase their awareness. We want to let them know or be aware of the services that we have for them. We want to allow them to also encourage them more or less to take responsibility for their health, because it is important that men who are the working force, men who are the breadwinners, men who should be at the forefront. We want to know that they are healthy. Okay. We also want to motivate them and encouragement. We are not saying that men don't access health services, but some men do access health services, but the majority of men do not access health services. And most of the time they come to the health center or to go to see a doctor is because they are dying.
She said this health fair was an effort to motivate and encourage men to see the importance of and take responsibility for their health.
The conditions that we witness with men are elevated blood pressure, elevated blood sugar. We also have elevated prostate, and we know that when prostate cancer is one of the leading causes of death in men. And we find that, as you said earlier on, that men doesn't access the health center. Most of the times, whenever they'll feel something, they will say, "No, man, that will pass in a while, man. That's just a little thing. I feel good," and that kind of thing. But then we want to really allow the men to know that health is available for them, and we want to help them. And that is why we bring it right to their doorstep or their workplace. It is difficult for them sometimes to get time off to come to work, to the health services. So what we are doing today, we actually take it to their doorstep.
The public nurse added, "We all need to remember that our health is our wealth, so it is important that we take the necessary precautions to prevent sickness and even death as a result." Winford Galloway, one of the men who utilized the services of the health fair, said it was timely.
I actually could have asked questions concerning my health, my prostate, my sugar, and whatever. And I believe it is a very, very good thing. And those people who may think, well, their health is okay and so forth, I believe it is a wise thing to come and check to make sure that you are in good health. Because as it is said, your health is your responsibility. No one else can check it for you than yourself. So it is a good initiative by the health center.
Public Works Corporation employee Augustus Graham advised men to ensure they conduct regular medical checkups to be certain they are indeed healthy. As we near closer to the main event, the 18th Annual World Creole Music Festival, WCMF, scheduled for October 24th to 26th at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, officials promoting the event are reporting a successful regional tour. WCMF agent Leroy Wattex Charles, who accompanied Chief Executive Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority, DDA, Colin Piper, on a tour recently said the promotion began in the French Antilles and included Saint Martin, Anguilla, Martinique, and Guadeloupe.
Then we climaxed our overseas promotion in Trinidad and then in St. Lucia. In Trinidad was very interesting because we did some work with Trinidad in the early days of the festival. And it was like a rebirth in Trinidad. We had several live morning television shows. And I want to repeat that. We had several live television morning shows, and it was myself and Mr. Colin Piper, the CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and the chairman of DFC. And what we tried to explain to the Trinidadians and who viewed is one, the destination and the attributes of our beautiful destination. And very important, the Nature Island Challenge. We actually invited Trinidadians because there were 2 editions so far, and Trinidadians participated the first year 1 group, the second year 2 groups.
Charles said while on the promotional tour, numerous interviews were conducted with television companies, radio stations, and print media. Charles said the response in each country was overwhelming, which is expected to transcend positive results for the festival.
We did some groundwork at Grosillet, and Grosillet is a night activity on a Friday night. I actually stayed back especially for that. And the response was also overwhelming. I mean, the DJ, despite the fact that I actually mentioned the lineup, the DJ actually, relayed the lineup over 20 times in about an hour. And that's the excitement and, that we received in St. Lucia. We were fortunate to have done over 17, and I want to repeat that, especially for the media here present, over 17 full-length interviews in St. Lucia, to include print, television, radio. And that once again endorses the overwhelming support for the festival. They are excited about the lineup. And very interestingly, to my mind, the highlight of the St. Lucia promotion was the support for Dominica's highlighted band at this year's festival, Midnight Grovers.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority, DDA, Colin Piper, said they used the opportunity to also promote Dominica as a destination.
We will convince some people to come this year. However, from a destination perspective, it is to plant the seed and throughout the years to continue feeding that market with information, and then to have them come visit Dominica on different occasions, whether it be for family vacations, whether it be for Jazz and Creole, I don't know that we'll get much during the carnival time, but all the same, we let them know we have a different product to offer.
Some of the artists scheduled to perform at this year's festival include Jacquier, T-Vice, Asa Banton, Cohen Dubois, Destra, Movado, King Dice, Michael Henderson, Elvis Crespo, and Midnight Groovers. This has been the local segment of the news.